Path of Night is an actual play Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the classic world of darkness. We're all friends, we're here to have fun, but our story can include graphic violence, drug use, sexual content, and other mature themes. We've talked at our table about safety, comfort, and consent both as players and storytellers. We know what to expect, we're all excited to be here, and we want you to feel the same. So listener discretion is advised. Now, let's walk the Path of Night.
Last time on Path of Night, during a rooftop rant in downtown New Haven, Johnny tried to convince the rest of the Brujah to stay loyal to Weathers, the city, and their clan. But in the face of Shaw's overwhelming influence, Johnny, Weathers, and the Anarchs under Baron Amaya fled as the vote turned sour and the riled up Brujah prepared to gleefully head out into the city to embrace more to their ranks en masse. Meanwhile, Wynn met with Seneschal Reese of Clan Tremere at an increasingly tense Elysium in an attempt to reclaim the enslaved soul of Joey, but the price asked for the boy's salvation may be too much for Wynn to be able to pay. Now, the coterie meets up at Miles' Haven to prepare for the bloody work of laying an ambush for the followers of Seth. Miles, after a few hours pass by one, your kindred allies arrive to the Haven. And the group of you, when you get there are these large containers. One of them is already opened up, revealing what looks like a row of assault rifles and ammunition lined up. And it looks like Miles is ready to wage a war against the entire goddamn city. His loyal servant invites the group of you in one at a time, and then kind of just like walks away and stays away from the group of you. For a moment, particularly Britta, you kind of notice that he's giving you these like almost derisive looks. And when he finally catches himself doing it, he wanders off to give you guys some space to make preparations. Miles, what are you dressed in, buddy? What's going on?
Well, I heard they were coming over, so I decided to gear up to get things moving quicker. So I've, at this point, donned the, black slacks, black turtleneck.
Tactical neck. Yep.
Tactical neck, yep. Yeah. The body armor with the long leather trench coat I've worn before. The katana's nearby, and I've pulled out one of the assault rifles and loaded a couple clips and put a couple things in the belt there, and started putting out some of the other armor and other things that I've got for these people, and then waiting for them to open up these Christmas presents.
So, yeah, the group of you notice that Miles has gone the extra mile and has arranged for packages for each of you that has a bit of personalized armor and weapons.
Damn, Miles. This is, what the hell do you expect to be going on here with this?
Oh, no, we're not making all of these.
That's a lot of stuff.
A lot of weapons? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the,
What's the occasion?
Besides the Setites?
The Sabbat?
Oh, this is... Wait, are these the things that you were going with
and
when Johnny...
And Xantosa?
I mean, we have ability to use these things.
Okay.
But yes, also we've been gearing up for this, so you all find some armor in there and a couple weapons for each of you. I decided to pick now.
We got ugly types coming out of the woodwork. It's going to be real helpful to have this gear.
Okay. I'll trust you on that.
Britta would have come pretty early. She would have come directly after finishing up feeding. Britta's dressed for it. She's got a plum silk dress on, and she's sort of slipping off her heels into some shoes she keeps by the entrance of Miles's house, more practical shoes. As soon as she sees the crate full of guns, she picks one up, sort of tests the weight of it, whether it's an automatic gesture to see how good the quality is.
It's a little uncomfortable to with how practiced she holds an assault rifle.
Neil walks over and kind of tries the same thing. Clearly is not at all adept at it, but is sort of watching what Britta's doing. Oh, that's okay. And then just puts it down awkwardly. He's wearing similar clothes to when he went out into the field with Britta and Wynn. A burgundy zip-up cardigan, tight black pants, and just a pair of brown leather shoes with quarters. There's pennies stuck into the loafer part. They're not loafers. They have laces, but still into the tongue of the shoe. He's stuck some coins.
Classic Neil.
So, you remember where we're going and what we're doing?
Yes, we're going to the docks. We're going to set up the ambush, and then we're going to wait for the Setites to arrive.
Did you decide who you wanted waiting in the open with you as bait?
I decided I didn't think I was going to have anybody else wait with me out in the open. I didn't think.
I thought we had talked about you being somewhere, sort of on purpose to draw them in. Because especially if they're sorcerers.
Oh, I'm going to be out in the open.
Okay, but you don't think they would find it suspicious that you're just standing out in the open by yourself in the middle of a warehouse?
No, they'll probably either arrive early or whatnot, thinking they'll get the jump on me and take the stuff in part of the deal.
Probably.
So, me waiting out there would probably not be terribly different.
Yeah, but, like, what's the reason you're out there? Like, what is your motivation as a character? Because you're play acting.
I'm waiting for the people that make the supplies.
Johnny's sitting at the table. He's got the gear that Miles provided laid out in front of him. He's actually has his leather jacket that he usually wears off, and he's actually mending a stab wound in the back of the jacket. His flannel that he usually wears is kind of discarded in the corner, and he's still got a hole in the kind of just old like athletic undershirt that he has on from where the knife wound was. He kind of looks up from his work with a sour face and is like, Neil, you gotta stop asking questions about motivation and stuff. If you overthink this thing, it's gonna go to hell.
That is not my experience.
The door slams.
I think you can overthink things.
I believe Wynn's here.
And Wynn walks in. She's wearing she actually looks like she has cleaned up a little bit since the first time she's gone out hunting with the crew. She's still wearing flannel, still jeans. She has new boots. She has a hood up to conceal all the snake markings on her head. And when she pushes the hood down, it's clear because there is some staining that she was crying. And she just kind of stands in the corner and waits to be told what to do.
As soon as he sees that Wynn has clearly been crying, because I kind of assume this might not be old hat, but like we've known each other long enough, Neil just gets up and goes over and just gives her a hug, and whether or not she wants him to, and then leaves. Yep. Gives her space.
She kind of like puts her head down but can't muster the energy to put her arms around him.
So like a pat.
Yep.
Like old practiced emotional support Malkavian.
I will signal for Marcos to bring her something so she can wipe off her face, and like no words have really exchanged at that point. Johnny, you will see
Marcus heads over and tosses Wynn a towel, and then he leaves.
She catches it.
Britta sort of tilts her head. During the interaction previously, she had gone and gotten the leather jacket that Johnny had gotten her, sort of gathered some things to change into out of her hunting clothes. And she's been noticing Marcos being odd, and she shoots Miles a questioning look.
He basically kind of waves it off right now. Essentially kind of like, we'll deal with this later.
Britta nods, still looking confused, but continues with her preparations.
As I was saying, you'll find an upgrade to your...
No. Whoa. Rewind. What is this nodding back and forth here? Johnny pulls a cigarette out, lights it up, and kind of expects an answer, looking back and forth between Miles and Britta.
Britta looks to Miles.
Are you...
Somebody speak in fucking words, please.
Marcos looks really upset.
He points over to Britta. He points over to Wynn. Somebody speak.
Right, okay. My personal issue, I'll deal with it later. Are we really going to start interfering in that?
No, absolutely not. Britta wanted to know something, and you're just kind of waving it away, and is this going to affect us going into a fight?
If the guy who knows where you sleep is upset, maybe that's something we need to figure out.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Marcos.
Marcos? What's that to do with Marcos?
I don't think he's going to do anything. And also, my business.
Our business, coterie.
Y'all keep switching the topic on me. You guys were looking at each other kind of like doing this wink and nod thing, and now we're talking about Marcos.
She was asking me a question about Marcos.
Why?
Is it okay if I... It seems like the cat's out of the bag on this one, alright?
I will go deal with it. How's that sound? You, first, upgraded crowbar. I want to finish what I was saying. This is not a crowbar. It is a fucking axe.
Miles, I have a really hard time understanding you when you use that much emotion.
Right. So, I saw that you were using a crowbar before. Not terribly effective against vampires.
Not anticipating
when
that
was
would
I
work.
using a crowbar?
During...
When we were fighting the Setites.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was just on hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my boot knife.
I thought it was a tire iron.
It's the same thing.
I'm just kidding.
That is not the same thing.
Anyways, Yeah,
I'm just
I
trying
wanted
to make
to.
trouble.
We're going to get into some hairy stuff. I figured you might want something a little bit better for up close and personal.
So you got me an axe?
Yes, it's matte black. Made out of steel.
Dude.
Let it out.
Fire axe type. Highly durable. A grip to prevent slipping in case you're covered in blood.
He scratches at the matte black finish. What is that, spray paint?
No, it's black in the metal.
Kind of looks questioningly at you.
Do you really want to
Sticks the cigarette back into his mouth.
Depending on what we're doing, do you really want a bright red one?
I don't think a big guy with a leather jacket wielding an axe is going to make things less noticeable whether it's matte black or fire axe red.
Depends on the shade of red, really, is what it boils down to.
Oh yeah, maybe we can get a nightshade red one. Can we do that?
That's in a color of
Pearlescent
red.
crimson.
But I like where you're going with this. Look, you find the color, we could probably get it done. If that's really important to you.
No, it's abjectly not.
I don't know. It seemed like a big deal. You keep talking about it.
I love this passive-aggressive trend.
Now I know why Marcos was upset. All right.
Would you just take the goddamn thing?
Oh yeah, I got it. I got it.
Okay.
This is why Ventrue shouldn't lead. They're too emotional.
Do you have anything for me to wear?
Pause, Miles. I need a frenzy check.
Oh no. That's a botch.
Yep.
Okay, so
Everyone roll initiative. The second Wynn is
real?
like, this is why Ventrue shouldn't lead. They're too emotional. He looks at her and just flies into a frenzy.
Remind me. Initiative.
1d10
Dex
with plus
with.
dex. And any celerity you're not spending.
I am such an asshole.
yeah.
We're actually going to pick up with initiative 17. That is Britta. Britta, you see Miles' fangs bare, and he lets out this monstrous hiss and begins to lunge for a katana so that he may subdue and kill Wynn.
Britta is not entirely sure what to do, but she remembers getting the attention of the people when she needed to distract them from the earlier emergency, one of many. Mm-hmm. So she's going to try using awe.
Okay, give me an awe roll to affect Miles, because he's in such a blind state of rage. Is actually at a +2 difficulty.
3 successes.
Okay. Miles, Wynn is from here on out the target of your frenzy. Sorry,
You mean Britta?
Britta is the target of your frenzy.
I will spend that willpower to ignore it.
Done. He gives you this, like, feral look and bares his fangs, but there's something about you he recognizes just enough to turn away and stay his hand from you. We are on Miles.
So yeah, I am drawing the katana and slicing.
Okay, so drawing the weapon
Yep.
is one action. So you're going to need to split your dice pool into 2 halves.
Cool.
So you draw, and now you can make the attack roll.
Great.
Remember that you're going to factor your total dice pool with the bonus from your blood, and then you're going to have it.
5 successes.
You gonna dodge?
Gonna try.
Okay.
I got a 1 and no successes.
Does that give me an
Botch.
extra die?
6 is a success, right?
6 is a success.
Oh, 6 is okay, but
Not a
there's-
botch.
Not a botch.
Not a botch.
Not a botch.
Generally, if someone botches a dodge roll, I give a +3 die bonus to damage.
Okay. Well, that's
Makes
good to
sense.
not have
That's
then.
brutal.
For rollover.
4 roll over.
And then do I roll to soak?
Yes.
Yes. You're going to roll stamina +42.
Oh, not bad.
2.
2.
She's good.
I have 6 successes.
Okay.
These moments are so weird when you're like rooting
He
to fail.
slices into you with blinding speed, like drawing the weapon, carving into Wynn. But Wynn seems to resist and holds together. Next on initiative is going to be Neil.
Neil is not going to get within sword striking range just in case, but like we're in your living room, right?
Yeah.
Okay. From the other side of the couch, there's Miles, I know you're pissed. I know it's annoying, but you need to calm down, okay? You just This is not the time for this. We're about to go get into a big fight. Let's not tear each other apart. And I'm going to use passion to try and calm him the fuck down.
Sure.
And lower... So the goal is to lower his emotions here. Empathy plus charisma. Difficulty equals your humanity rating. 1 success.
Succeed.
So, like all the demontation powers, there's not a specific thing that happens.
So what I'm going to do, the way I'm going to roll is you may make a self-control check, difficulty 7. If you succeed, you may control your next action.
I'm deciding on the willpower right
Yeah, I figured you probably were making a willpower decision.
Let's do it. 3. It was weird that I failed that check. It was so weird because it was like 5 dice.
Towards
what you're really good at.
Yeah.
5 successes, you'll need to take yourself out of frenzy. For now, Miles pauses, arm outstretched with like the katana in his hand that he just kind of like went to take someone's head with. And for the moment, it seems like there might be a lull in the infighting. With that, the initiative goes to Wynn.
Use my action to dodge.
Oh, you boarded to dodge.
Yep.
So we go to Johnny.
Johnny actually just kind of stands up from the table, doesn't make a move to go anywhere, and points over at Wynn and goes, "You need to apologize now. I know you've had a night, but this guy opens his house to us. He corrals us. We constantly give him shit, and he is under a lot of stress right now. You need to apologize." And that's his action.
We will go to Britta.
Is verbally talking down without the use of a discipline mechanically useful?
If you are attempting to use like empathy or expression, I will absolutely allow you to make a roll that would help Miles along.
Well, I'd like to use empathy. Not in the way of using presence, just trying to catch his eye sort of interpersonally. And she'll look to Miles and say, "You were able to stop Miles. You're a really good leader. All right? Please calm down."
Give me manipulation plus empathy.
The manipulation part hurts.
What's the level?
6.
And does enchanting voice count?
Absolutely. To 4.
All right. So this would be then
Britta has that voice.
5 successes.
Yeah. All right. So Miles, you're up next. Why don't you give me a self-control check, and you're going to go ahead and add her successes to your dice pool.
4.
You're kind of rolling like fire tonight.
Yeah.
With that, Miles stops, sheaths his weapon, and seems to be in control. We are exiting combat unless anyone is taking any actions in 3, 2, 1, return to RP.
Okay, we good?
Johnny gives an expecting look at Wynn.
Wynn disappoints him.
So, everybody good now? Miles, you were going to show us our gear kits that you made?
Just blinks over at you for a minute.
Wynn steps back outside.
Spent a lot of time on him.
Yes.
We're going to open the boxes, or...
Yes, let's open the boxes.
Johnny pats you on the shoulder, gives you kind of a knowing nod, and then actually follows out after Wynn.
Neil looks like he's going to give Miles a hug like he does with Wynn, and then, like, reassesses himself and does not.
Roll my neck. I'm like, let's get something good out of this.
Outside, Wynn's hands are shaking as she's trying to light a cigarette.
Johnny will flip open his Zippo, lights it for you.
It's a cold night. You guys actually, while you're
Lights
outside, it starts to snow. And not like a little bit of snow. Like, it starts really coming down.
He lights his own cigarette. I'm guessing you had a real rough night.
That would be accurate.
All that aside, truthfully, Miles does a whole lot for all of us.
I'm real tired of people explaining to me why I should be grateful.
I'm not saying you should be grateful. I'm just saying that we take him for granted a lot. And he puts his neck on the line for us in ways that we don't necessarily see.
And we shit-talk each other all the time, and the one time he falls apart, maybe I need to apologize. It's not gonna be now.
We're about to go and fight who knows what. The Setites are coming for us. That's weighing on him. I can see it. Then we gotta go to Xantosa. Who knows what's gonna be there. That's weighing on him. Then the Sabbat's coming. And they're gunning specifically for his sire and the people that his sire told him he has to defend, even though he doesn't want to. That's weighing on him. He's got Britta in there that he's watching out for. That's weighing on him. Me and you, we think we're invincible, but he's watching out for us in ways that we can't see. That's weighing on him. All I'm saying is that, yeah, he leads us, and he does a pretty damn good job. We gotta watch his back sometimes, and sometimes that's just massaging his ego.
Johnny, I condemned a kid to die in an eternity of torture tonight.
What?
So that I could uphold my loyalty to this coterie.
He kind of settles back into
That little dead kid, I promised him I would get him home to his mom. And Reese has him. And the way I free him is giving Reese Xantosa.
You're saying a lot of things that I'm not sure I understand. You had a meeting with Reese tonight?
I dropped by to see if I could find Joey. Joey, he was there.
Who's Joey?
You remember the night we found Britta? I came in saying that I had been helping a kid find his way home.
That night was kind of a blur for me. I had a lot going on.
There's this little dead kid who found me in the woods. I see ghosts, you know that. They find me sometimes.
Yeah.
This little boy, he came and found me. He'd been mauled by one of those creatures that Xantosa's making. And he said that the one thing he wanted to do before he left, he wanted to be able to say goodbye to his mom. And I told him, I promised him, we would be able to say goodbye to Mom. And then Reese found him. And do you know what they do to ghosts that aren't particularly useful?
No.
Same thing we do to animals when we skin them. And this little boy is going to be used as meat, and he's going to be used as clothing. He's probably going to be a jewel on Reese's hand. And do you know what that feels like? Imagine the animals were alive when we did this to them.
You see Johnny's face kind of scrunch up in this weird expression of anger, but then confusion, like he doesn't want to believe it, as he kind of rolls around the idea of Reese doing something that unpleasant. And you can see that he knows that he should be outraged, but he's kind of unable to bring himself to express that. And that's kind of grinding his gears in a way that looks like an engine might actually seize up and break.
And Johnny, this is the threat that faces ghosts. This is the thing that they have to... That is their struggle. At any point they could end up like this. This is not just a Reese thing. This is anyone who sees ghosts thing. And it won't be quick. And this kid is going to be tortured. He is going to feel every bit of that pain for I don't know how long. Unless I give Xantosa to him.
Look, being put in a rotten situation with no good out, and then blowing up on your friends in the wrong way.
I didn't blow up.
Hey. He drew steel and came at you. That happened. But you're very good at needling people, and you know that. But the point is, being put in rotten situations and then letting the fallout blow back on your friends is something I'm all too aware of. And it's something we always got to be working against. Right now, Miles needs us to back him more than ever. And if this shit is going on with you, you got to let us know. Because maybe we can help. I don't know what to do with this whole bullshit with Reese. I don't know if we can give him Xantosa.
We can't. That's why I condemned this kid to die.
I don't like that option either.
No, I don't either.
But if you let us know about it, we can come up with other solutions and options. Miles is clever. Neil is especially clever and shit like this. I don't know what Britta can bring here, but I'm learning that we shouldn't underestimate what she can do. You need to start telling us about this stuff, rather than saying, Miles, you're emotional and can't lead.
I was also condescended to pretty hard by Reese.
That makes sense.
And maybe I needed to blow that off in a safe place with people who aren't going to take it personally.
Any other night, I think you'd be more than welcome to blow off a little steam on Miles. I mean, he's a good target for it. But I'm just reminding you about what we got ahead of us and what he's been dealing with. Because that guy usually doesn't crack. It's weird to see that he did tonight.
That was weird to see that he did.
Very weird.
Really glad he came for me.
So, maybe not apologize with I'm sorry, because that would look weird coming out of your mouth.
Yep.
But
especially with the fangs.
Keep in mind, he needs us tonight. Real bad. He puts a hand on your shoulder. Take your time out here. And then heads back inside.
Wynn stays outside and finishes her cigarette.
All right, I want to know what's in these boxes. I feel like I deserve it now.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'll here. Let me give you a hand here, and I'm gonna try my best to open these crates for you.
Please do. I mean, it's probably just like
I'll take a strength plus athletics.
Ooh. There's no penalty for not having a talent, right?
Right.
Cool.
Oh, buddy.
1 success!
Okay.
On 2 dice.
I mean, if you got a crowbar, that might be a
Miles,
bonus die.
how long are you willing to wait for him to try?
like 5 seconds.
I think I'm getting this corner up.
As you go to interject and be like, please stop, it's like as you're getting the words out that he manages to crack it open.
Hold on. Give me a second.
It's like someone opening a pickle jar, and you're like, just give it to... And then it opens, and you're
Yeah,
like...
exactly. Exactly.
Like, put a foot on it. Yeah.
He's accidentally pushing it down with his foot.
What's inside?
What you see
Nazi
is
treasure.
it's actually very well organized.
Jesus.
There's a set of shotguns, all of them already sawed off and like properly modified and ready for like, your classic World of Darkness street to street combat. And in addition to that, there's like surveillance equipment. And in addition to that, there's these little red containers that are like 6x8. When you pick them up to examine, it says the word dragon's breath.
Yeah, I knew it.
The barrels on these shotguns are like, they seem to be made out of this like ceramic material. It looks like they're intended to keep from overheating. This is like the fancy box, pretty clearly.
Miles, does any of this mean anything to you?
What kind of gun is that?
I mean, it's a sawed-off.
I mean,
Well,
just look
no,
at these.
the end of it.
It's like a professionally done sawed-off.
They're very beautiful.
Wait, what do you mean the end of it?
The end of it, the ceramic bit. I haven't seen that in a gun before.
Ceramic bit? Start poking at it.
Yeah, you kind of like, it's like it's some kind of material that's not steel.
That's not a gun, as far as I know.
Yeah. It's
These are
That's a little
specifically designed to handle these particular rounds.
Which are...
Fire. They shoot fire.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't use regular rounds in them. It ruins the coating.
Wait, so these are specific... What do you mean, ruins the... Okay, you two clearly know a lot more about guns than I do. You know?
Yes.
So does it work as more of a flamethrower or more of a grenade launcher?
Flamethrower.
That was an invitation to explain. Okay,
What?
gotcha. No, I got it.
Dragon's
now.
breath rounds shoot a large flame burst out of the end of the gun. Typical shotguns will warp under the heat and pressure, usually 1 round or so. These ones are specially designed to fire multiple times.
Well, that's terrifying.
Wynn at this point kind of opens the door and kind of peeks in, like, is it safe to come back in? Are we cool? She looks at Miles. She looks a little bit cowed.
He puts his
Apologize
hand
for
up.
in hospitality. In hospitality.
In hospitality.
Words are
hospitality.
insufficient.
It's just lack of hospitality.
Lack of hospitality. Thank you. Let's just get on with our business.
Sorry for being a dick.
It's okay. We all are.
I know. That's why I love you guys.
Johnny looks back and forth at the two of them and kind of smiles a little bit and goes back to mending his jacket.
Smug motherfucker. Not you. Sorry.
In your package, you will find a sidearm, a very big knife, some
Sheep.
ammo, and some armor.
She pulls it open.
It's like a big, nice, like survival knife, where like the back end has like a compass on it, like
Crocodile Dundee got nothing on this.
some like
Johnny, you want
there's,
one
like
of
a
these?
little fishing line
One
in
of what?
there.
Dragon's Breath shotguns?
Oh, I was assuming I was taking one of those.
There's Dragon's Breath rounds.
Yes.
How do all of you know what this is? I've never seen
I
these
know
guns
what it
before.
is. I've never seen it done, but
I mean, this is expensive shit, so... And
Okay,
we also
well,
going
that
to need this
explains why
coming
I
in.
don't see it.
Yeah, gonna give that to Johnny. Here, take a couple, but we're
Grabs-
try not to lose that.
Grabs it, puts
We're
it
gonna
on
need that in the
on
near-
the table with the rest of his stuff. It's coming down pretty heavy out there. We might want to head into the site earlier than we were expecting.
which one of these boxes am I getting into?
Same question.
Oh, yes, your package is over there. You'll find an unassembled large caliber rifle. I'm pretty sure you'll know what to do with that.
Wait, you want to hide in one of the boxes?
Yeah, surprise gangrel is best gangrel.
Yeah, those will be on site.
Britta walks over to her box and immediately starts assembling the gun. Very practiced motions, no hesitation.
Okay, that I recognize.
Fairly high caliber gun.
Okay. Neil starts looking around for his package.
Here's yours.
Oh, I don't need that.
Binoculars.
It's like a squeaky toy.
and a lucky
It's a
rabbit's
whistle
foot.
to blow in case he ends up in
Yeah.
combat.
Don't
And
worry,
a flare gun.
Don't worry, your whistle's matte black.
A Sentai comes for me, and I just have a note that's like, oh no, I have a doctor's note. I don't do combat.
I don't do that.
No, you'll find a
This just says you're
shotgun
allowed
with
to
some
do what you
rounds and
want.
body armor and...
Okay, well, the body armor's heavy. I don't.
Put the goddamn armor on. Did we not just see a gigantic bear, seemingly, like, okay, not much sooner for me than you?
I actually had a very specific question for stuff. Does anybody have a couple of, like, cheap Bic lighters that I could have?
Yeah. Wynn kind of pats her pockets.
Like 2 or 3 of them, like as many as we can get.
She pulls out one.
Why?
Because I might need it. Puts it in like a little satchel.
Anyways, when we get there on site, Neil, you can set yourself up where you think is best.
So just the one then.
Britta, there should be somewhere up top. That might be best. Johnny and Wynn, you'll set yourselves up. Down below, I think is best.
Well, I can haul ass across the street pretty quickly.
Well, we'll be inside, so.
So,
But I'm going to check out this third box while you guys put that on. Put your stuff on.
do you have any walkie-talkies or anything? Just so, like, because ideally I should probably be outside to keep an eye out for incoming so that you know.
If I manage to get a good high position, I'll have some vision on what's going on as well.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because remember, we're ambushing them, but they think they're ambushing you, so they're going to come in as quiet as they can.
Right.
Probably.
Maybe. They have their ambushes.
That is a good point, though. Neil should be on the lookout for anyone trying to sneak in the way he does. Keep us on walkie-talkie in case you see something. And that way we can get the drop on them.
I mean, part of this is the Setites really want me to know that they beat me before they do whatever they're going to do to me. So,
Well, let's play it safe regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to learn after this one. It's going to be way worse next time.
Actually,
Yeah, I'll help you guys get some of your vests on. Johnny starts getting the armor on himself, and then
we-
we'll go over and kind of check everybody else to
I'm
make
gonna
sure
open
they're
this.
armored.
walkie-talkie means I have to actually talk.
I'm going to open the third container.
Can you...
The third container has things that you are given pause about.
Like what?
One of them is a black with like dark purple trimmed corset. And the corset is like armored, and in addition to this, there's like a choker, some jewelry, a small container of like makeup. A lot of it's like kind of like very dark, moody makeup. There is an assortment of weapons. Some of them are rather unusual. This over like about a dozen knives of various shapes, some of them made with strange materials like silver, gold. In addition to this, there's like a very nice MP5 that's been arranged, the briefcase container for that MP5, extra ammunition. And it's not like there's copies of this. It's all like a setup for one person. There are smoke grenades. In addition to the smoke grenades, there is another suitcase, but it looks like it's designed. And when you like kind of crack it open and get a look, you kind of get the feeling that like a man gets when he realizes he's holding a Barrett Light 50. And
Very special time in a man's life.
What the fuck?
in it, there is an envelope. It has a scepter on like a wax seal. You actually recognize it to be like your sire's like mark. And on the envelope it simply says to Lucita. Then you close the box up.
I was like, apparently I'm holding this for one individual person, and based on this kit, I don't want to fuck with that person.
That's a very interesting name.
Britta had gone over to help Johnny with the final details on his vest since he had already been helping others. And she kind of looks over and notices the maybe the top layer is what she can see from her position. Confusion on her face.
Actually, there's a roll that you have to make the second you look at the corset.
Oh, that roll. Oh, I was actually going to ask how well crafted it was. What is that roll?
I think it's self-control, difficulty 8.
Oh, neat.
The 8. Oh my god.
Miles, you shouldn't have.
Those are mine now.
It's like a nice silver ankh.
Who's associated with the Egyptian ship?
Everybody. That onk is
One
just kind of
success.
like a general symbol.
Okay.
For,
You manage to keep control of yourself, but the clever design that they use for like the bits of steel, Kevlar, and silk kind of come together in such a way that you are given pause.
Britta lingers, looking at what she can see, but she manages to pull herself away and finish the loop that she's tying.
As Britta is looking at it, Neil just kind of comes up behind her and also looks over. And I would like to try and discern, if I can, any sort of patterns as to this arrangement and why this is here.
Absolutely. I'm not telling you the difficulty. You're just going to
Totally
roll,
makes
and I'm
sense.
going to look at what you rolled, and then I'm going to...
Yep. I have an 8 die pool exploding 10s.
Okay. There's a duality to this. On one hand, you clearly get the sense that this is the loadout for a world-class assassin. And not an assassin who is trained to kill mere mortal men. But this is like... These are the belongings of a huntress.
You don't make fancy knives out of weird materials if you're just going to go kill a guy.
Right. In addition to that, the letter is one written in longing.
Miles, where did this box come from?
They're with the others.
Yeah, where did they come from again?
I don't know.
Hey, does anyone want me to be a Wolverine for this?
I feel like the answer to that is you want to be a Wolverine for this.
I'm dying to try it out, but
This
if it's not combat efficient...
this might be a strange question, but you can't wear the armor for that, right?
Probably not.
Yeah, Britta's got a point.
Yeah, but I'm a Wolverine. I've got armor.
I feel like start off the way you look now, but then as the combat goes, feel it out and do what feels right.
Play it by ear.
Yep, I could do that.
This might be another strange question, but do you fit in the box you wanted to start in if you're not a Wolverine?
That's also part of it.
It's a big enough box.
It's a big enough box that I can...
I had not planned on there being a Wolverine Wynn in this particular situation.
Winverine.
Oddly coffin-sized.
It's a big shipping container, a box, basically wood. Ships things like art and things.
Okay, follow-up question to my previous question, Miles.
Closes the box.
Yeah, are you just supposed to hold these or
Oh,
send
yes.
them somewhere?
I was supposed to
or-
hold these, but I was also told that I could use whatever I wanted.
Okay, because if the person for
And
whom
you're-
that stuff is
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not
meant-
touching this stuff. No, this is...
No, I'm just more worried that someone like that is in the city at all.
Well,
What, somebody who wears a corset?
Somebody who
There were quite a
has
few
an
of those that
entire
I was
loadout to specifically kill not people.
Johnny kind of looks over the stuff, kind of unconvinced that that's true, but then kind of looks back at Neil and kind of shrugs.
I fucking hate New Haven.
yeah, this is not for us.
Tomorrow problem.
Okay, somebody said the weather was getting bad. We should
Yeah.
probably get going.
Yeah, finish your stuff, throw the keys over to Johnny. Let's get it going.
Johnny snatches the keys, and
All
now
right.
that he's got his boot knife, matte black axe, sawn-off shotgun,
Oh, one last thing.
body armor with a mended leather jacket over top,
Wynn,
grab some
do
sunglasses.
me a favor and give Miles your beeper.
Wynn holds out her very tattered, probably has some duct tape on it, beeper.
You don't know why, Miles, but it's sticky.
Does anyone besides us have that number? It's not going to accidentally randomly go off?
Isn't it
Okay.
logged with New Haven? Isn't that how you got called in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, I assumed you meant us, like Camry and Kindred.
Yeah.
I mean, us. Johnny, do you mind sending a message or something to Weathers being like, don't call Wynn for the next couple hours?
Yeah, I could do that.
I can also just put it on silent.
I don't want it on silent. I want it to buzz.
Oh.
Because if Miles has it and it buzzes, it means I sent it a message, and I don't have to talk to send it a message.
Well, my cell phone is pretty new. I think the only people who would have it would be Miles and you all.
Yeah, but if you're in a separate location, I want you to have a cell phone. If the beeper buzzes,
Yeah.
it's me telling you.
Great.
Okay.
You're going to want some goo gone for your hands.
That way I don't have to talk.
I'm wearing gloves.
Okay.
I'll contact Weathers and let him know that we're going to be going silent for a little bit.
Let's not.
No?
I just don't want to dump the signal. Let's just go.
Just
Let's
let's
talk
go.
about this
You
in the car.
overcomplicate things again.
I'm not overcomplicating things. I'm planning for eventualities.
Yeah, no, Weathers is good at his job, but I'm not sure how tapped his stuff is. Everybody knows his position.
Miles brings up a good point.
Well, let's hope for the best then.
Right. That's what we do.
Let's fuck shit up.
All right, so you guys head out. What's the vehicle you're taking for this trip?
I think an older Chevy Blazer, but it is like raised up large tires kind of deal.
Cobalt Nightshade.
Yeah, Cobalt.
Cobalt Nightshade. Blacked out windows.
So the group of you get into the Blazer. Who's wheelman?
Johnny.
Johnny. Give me a drive check. Diff 7. The roads are a little slick as you head out. to the location that you guys are planning your attack from.
Sure thing.
If they call a snow day.
Unless open road just lets me get there.
You got open road lets you get there. Done. Cool. The group of you pull up, and immediately you kind of look around. There's like an old barbed wire fence that's kind of been like torn apart and rusted out. This whole area is just dilapidated and falling apart. There's graffiti everywhere. There's uncomfortable crevices in like walls and potholes everywhere. This place is honestly the perfect spot for a shootout. As you move through and investigate, that layer of snow that's starting to cake on everything shows no signs of footprints that have recently moved through the area aside from the group of yours.
Heightened senses vision once we get to the location.
Also I'm heightened senses everything. I'm overcompensating.
We got to be careful because if they notice that there's a lot of tracks here, they're going to know you're not alone.
How heavy is the snow
Wayne,
coming
can
down?
you do something about that?
Pretty heavy.
Yeah.
So it should go away soonish if we just sweep.
This
Give me a survival check if you want to know how
Might
long
be a good
it'll
time
take.
to
Well,
the
there's
other things in a Wolverine, maybe.
there's one thing we could do if we step in each other's footsteps.
I was just hoping that Wynn could cover it up and then join us.
No, that's actually really... Well, that's true, I guess. And just sweep afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay. Do that now so that you know where mine are.
So Wynn's gonna be... Never used this before, so I don't know how. Wynn's gonna be a barn owl. So, Protean 4.
So, the group of you watch Wynn change shape.
That's new.
I mean, I was kind of hoping you'd take care of the tracks first and then turn the part out. But whatever.
Like, after watching her bones twist around and, like,
Does all her
skin
gear
bristle
transform
with
with her?
feathers, it does. It bonds right into her.
That's crazy.
That's a hell of a thing. Getting
And
a
she
real
kind of nods toward the building for all of you
American
to...
werewolf in London feel from that.
Okay.
Did
Go
that
get set up
hurt?
inside, guys. Leave it to Wynn.
All right.
Okay, that's fine. Just in case, I'm gonna just take the scraper for the car, and I'm gonna walk last and just hit the footprints just in case, so that even when they fill in, it should just even out.
Would you get in survival?
It's not perception, so I don't blow 10s, so that's
Yeah, I
just
think
it's
it's
4
normal.
successes.
Okay.
Easily
No
done.
difference.
Would have been 6.
So,
And body armor is...
Neil,
We should all write down the body armor if you're looking this up.
3 dice to soak. Yep.
Yep.
Applies to ag.
So that's the rating?
That gives me almost as much as Wynn's base.
And Johnny, what does your jacket, the reinforced jacket, do?
Does
Britta-
that stack with the... Okay.
Leather jacket is just one, right?
soak.
One soak?
Leather jacket is the only thing that will stack because this is a World of Darkness game and the most powerful piece of equipment you can get is a leather jacket.
Because Britta has definitely placed her newly gifted leather jacket over her body armor.
Once people have gone inside, Owl Wynn will kind of swoop over a few times at 20 miles an hour, sweeping snow and distorting the prints and covering them as best she can. And
Neil
then,
actually also has he's following behind the trail and kind of covering things up.
So you're just making it better.
yeah, and then she'll fly into the warehouse and she'll just kind of perch somewhere high.
Sounds good.
Neil is staying outside, but just walking behind. It's freezing out here. I'm also wearing a big, not a leather coat, but a pea coat. You just go behind, faint from sight.
Britta's looking for a place in the high ground to stake out and be subtle in.
Okay.
Starting the plan.
So, for Britta, there's a set of rafters that probably look pretty good. I need a Dex plus Athletics check to get up there, okay? Neil, you're hanging out outside the building?
In obfuscate.
Okay, done. You just easily go up through a window and perch. Benefits
shows,
of being a bird.
Yeah, she shows Britta some good spots.
Woo! Britta spots Wynn as she's looking around and goes to
Johnny,
climb up for the rafters.
it's quiet. A little too quiet.
A little too rad.
Over miles.
What
2
is-
miles.
I will
Three
never not
success.
hear that line every time.
Same here.
So, Britta kind of like a cat burglar, kind of very easily makes her way up through ice and snow, up into rafters.
Down below, I imagine there's some regular crates and stuff like that, and it kind of the similar cases that we kind of got from the Setites before, laid out as a transaction.
Sounds good.
Other than that, is this place got lights or anything like that?
It is very poorly lit.
I'll just tuck him amongst the crates then.
Yeah, it'd probably be best.
Johnny just finds a spot kind of in amongst the crates out of line of sight where he can just kind of easily come up and join the fray with Miles.
Yeah, because it's not even there's no when you flip the light switch, nothing happens. This place has been abandoned for a little bit, but there's these huge open broken windows up top, and because it's like snowing out, there's a ton of like light pollution outside, and it's kind of filtering in to kind of cast all of these very interesting shadows inside of the warehouse itself. Johnny finds a nice like spot. Are you rolling stealth?
I could.
You have a decent dex, like...
Yeah, well, it'd be dexterity stealth?
Yes.
Okay. 2 successes.
Great. Johnny actually blends in really well. Miles, you find yourself alone.
I pop open one of the cases, stack a rifle there that's just quick to hand, but out of sight. And I wait for the arrival of the Sedites. Looking bored.
You find yourself just kind of...
Contemplating, maybe meditating a bit.
Yeah. After about 15-20 minutes, those who are outside see a pair of black SUVs so similar to the ones you've already dealt with before.
All my points made at one time.
Pull in. Miles from outside, from inside, looking out like those big windows I described. Mm-hmm. You can actually see the shine of their headlights. You then hear the sounds of the SUV's doors opening and closing. Those who are outside see 8 individuals climb out. They've got these like cocky expressions on them. They're loading up weapons and they're striding in pretty clearly, not with any intention of like bartering or offering quarter to Miles. Some of them have like gold teeth. They all have like these very like interesting appearances about them, like thick jewelry. Some of them have dreads. Some of them have like red colored mohawks. There's piercings all over the place. The thing that they really do definitely all have in common is that as they approach the warehouse, their skin starts to change to that of like a cobra. And that's when you realize that all 8 of these people are kindred.
As they pull up and get out, I will hit the text the beeper thing 8 times.
Okay.
So that just in succession.
As they approach, they kind of start to split up and head off in different directions. Once some of them round the corner, you don't hear from them anymore.
Even with heightened senses up?
Even with heightened senses up.
Interesting.
And 8 becomes 5. Miles, inside, you get to a point where you can now actually hear someone right by the emergency exit door. And one of them, from outside, you guys kind of see, reaches, grabs the door handle, yanks it off the door, tosses the metal behind him, sticks his finger like into the hole, and just pulls the metal door open. And you can hear like a metal pop and scrape from the door frame itself. And they start barging in.
Before we roll into a fight, I have a question from my position outside. With heightened senses up and stuff, can I tell if those cars totally emptied out or if there's anyone still waiting in the cars?
Those cars are totally emptied out.
Okay.
They are just going for Miles to hit him as hard as possible.
I just want to make sure that like Khalees or whatever wasn't hanging out waiting in the car. That was my.
This isn't really Khalees's.
I was just double checking.
Or just some kind of weird sorcerer who's sitting in the car doing shit.
Yeah,
Doing
exactly.
sorcery.
Yeah, so I'm gonna blood up as I hear them coming up.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
Miles, the door swings open, and very quickly you find a group of followers of Set rushing in. They have Skin of the Adder active. All of them are armed with automatic weapons, and the room starts to fill with gunshots, and it is then that the group of you spring your trap. So, at the top of initiative is Britta.
With heightened vision, can I see any pendants or anything like the guy in the back of the car had before?
Like a pendulum that he had?
Yeah.
This group does not seem to have the occult fixings that person had.
All right. So then I will be taking the gun that Miles gave me, and I'll be aiming it for the person closest to the door out of our enemies.
Let's do it. Now, you train your weapon center mass, and then you find yourself tilting the weapon up, getting a bead on the head. You're going to take a +2 difficulty to your attack roll, but you're going to shoot for the head.
Okay.
Yes, and what's the benefits of surprise again?
So you roll your stealth versus their awareness. You get to add your successes to your attack.
Before you make your attack roll, can I have a Dex plus stealth check, please?
Yep, and that is with the higher dex that we've spent blood for?
It is.
Okay.
That's why I bumped it.
Did you bump your dex at all?
And there is
You might
no
wanna roll the dice.
no handicap for not having stealth as an ability.
No, there is.
There is.
It's
Skill plus 1 diff.
Plus 1 diff.
Okay.
Yeah, just get that full ready.
2 successes.
Okay. Add another 2 dice to your attack roll.
3 successes.
Okay.
Yes, 3.
2 will carry over into damage. So you're looking at
8 plus
11
2
dice
plus
damage.
1, yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god.
8.
He soaks 1 and immediately collapses to incap. His guy's like, what the hell? Like, he just ragdoll straight to the ground.
beautiful.
Okay, so... Johnny
also leaps out of from behind the crates.
Dex plus stealth, please.
Carrying 2 Dragon's Breath shotguns in either hand.
Or sawed-off.
A sawed-off in either hand, so 2 of them
like
together.
sawed-off pistol grip monsters.
Only 1 success coming out from stealth.
Okay.
He will split his action to unload one of the barrels from a Dragon's Breath shotgun, and then another.
Are you ambidextrous?
Ooh, I don't think I am. So then he would actually just be wanting to do 1, right?
Well, it just means that the second attack roll has a higher diff.
That's fine. Let's do it.
Are you at point blank range?
So
first shot?
it's going to be diff 5, because he's doing 2 gun. So it's going to be diff 5, diff 6.
Okay. The splitting my dice pool is it's just right down the middle, right?
Right down the middle.
Perfect.
In favor of
Okay.
you.
So we're not that great. I got 4 dice each attack.
Okay. Are you spending any willpower for them?
Yeah, I think I will. I'll spend a willpower in each attack, I guess.
Yeah.
First one. Well, I am swift, and that putting these rounds where I want does come up, right? Being dex. So that's going to be 3 successes, 4 with the willpower on the first one.
Okay, so why don't we go straight to damage on that one?
Okay.
So that's 3 rolling over. I need 11 dice of damage as a spray of flames erupts with like a loud roar.
We have jumped right aboard this crazy train. I love it.
Okay, so we're looking at 5 successes.
Okay, he will take 5 levels of aggravated damage, clean through everything, and scream spinning around on fire.
Beautiful. And then the next guy, that's also going to be 3 successes.
Okay.
Beautiful.
First one, Rotrek. Second one, Rotrek.
Wow.
Double watch.
And that'll be 3 levels of aggravated damage on the next guy.
Okay.
Because one's do subtract. Correct?
Yes. Both of them scream in pain and are spinning to turn and run away from this altercation while continuing to immolate.
Fantastic.
Stop, drop, and roll, guys.
So that's Johnny. Wynn.
So, Wynn is timing coming out of her bird form so that as she flies from the rafters, she lands on the guy who said, "What the hell?" as Wynn. Do I get the stealth?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 successes.
All of those carry over into your attack roll.
3 extra, and I am splitting my dice pool.
Did you add your owl bonus?
No, I did not.
I mean, I would assume.
I didn't see one in the book, but
I'm going to give you a 3 die bonus to your stealth roll. They're kind of like specifically known to be silent flyers.
okay. Would be 2 more successes.
Okay, so we'll add 5 dice to your attack roll.
5.
To be fair, I don't think anyone's expecting an owl, a gangrel to fly out of the rafters at
No.
them. So
It's a legitimate surprise.
Yeah.
I would be surprised.
Oh, no! Oh, lady! Like, it's...
Oh, claws!
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you hurt me so?
So, first attack roll.
That's so many for a split.
Yeah. And since I am using claws, that counts as 2, I believe. Or so 4. 7 for the first hit.
Oh my god. So 6 will carry over into damage.
Okay.
What's your strength?
Currently 6.
Okay. So that's going to be 13 dice of aggravated damage. He will roll soak.
Yeah. It's
He
probably...
actually has soak against this.
Okay.
Is that the adder stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, you could roll like I do for damage.
Alright, just a moment of pause. So that is a sound that I only hear when playing Exalted. Like, you know that distinct,
Yes.
like, here's
This
20 dice of
a
damage.
shitload of dice.
Oh my god.
Alright, well that's a lot of 1s, and I'm not happy about that. Alright.
Works so hard.
2 damage. 3.
You slash in the first one for 3 levels of aggravated damage. Has no successes on soak.
And now I roll my second claw.
Yep.
2 successes.
1 carries over into damage.
3 more.
The second attack, he actually seems more resistant to. You find like your claws scraping against these scales. That is Wynn. He does like fucking howl in pain from that first claw.
Probably some surprise.
Lots of surprise. After that, it is on Miles. Miles, you may not roll stealth.
Nope. Are they now in the way?
In the way of what?
If I was just going to pull up with a gun and start open firing at this crowd of people, but...
Oh, you want to go full auto?
Yeah, that's not going to happen. So I will pick up the gun and go for a headshot.
Sounds good.
So how many targets do we actually have left who are one? Is there one single guy who's uninjured at this point?
So
5 going in the front.
Yeah, I
So
think there's 2.
one of them has 3 egg.
Pass
One
for
of them is in Rotschreck. Another one is in Rotschreck. And then there's 2 who are unharmed.
Well,
There's one that she dropped.
Oh,
one
right.
thing.
No,
There's
sorry.
one that just doesn't
There's
exist
one that's
anymore.
in torpor. So there's one who is unharmed. This has gone horribly wrong.
For who?
Well, they still have 3 running around somewhere.
So I'm going to shoot the unharmed one.
I'm going to look for him.
Sounds good.
Lex, did, when I landed on this guy, did he take any damage from me landing on him?
So it's actually you kind of like leaping in from the surprise.
Okay.
That gives the damage bonus on that.
Cool.
Well, 1 is success. But I'll take it.
Give me damage.
5.
He'll take 4 levels of lethal damage as a section of his skull is blown completely off. It's a little unsettling because he stays on his feet. Most people would be not on their feet anymore at this point. And from there, we're going to go to Neil, who's creeping around outside.
I have a question. Those guys who disappeared around the back, I know how this works. Can I see any sign of their footprints?
Give me a survival check.
Heightened senses apply to this still?
Yep.
So that's 5 successes.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm basically just trying to figure out whether or not they're an obfuscate. Because if they are, I have a plan. But if they're not, or I can see them anyways, I'm just going to try to shoot them.
Eyes of Chaos, man.
2 of them, you kind of pick up on tracks. But again, they have to be kind of like a little older tracks because of the way obfuscate works. Mm-hmm. You're pretty sure everyone here involved is an obfuscate.
Okay,
One of them, you have completely lost.
cool. But they were moving around sort of the back of this place. If I were to, because I'm reasonably close to where the cars are, right? If I were just to swing the car around, could I just light up the back of the building where they're supposedly at with headlights? Because then obfuscate don't work no more.
Sure.
That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run over to their car, start it up rather than shooting, because it's
we've
much
done the
more
check.
important we know where they are.
On your action next round, you can make your move to the car.
That is what I will be doing. Is looking around, trying to make sure, and I want to make sure nobody gets jumped. So I'm going to go over to the car.
Sounds good to me. We're going to start with regular initiative. On 19, 2 characters are going to act. Britta and one of the Rotschrecking Setites turns and rushes out the door. Britta, what are you doing? Your target seems dealt with.
Well, for now. But there's more. Let's see. Undamaged guy.
So there's no undamaged
No
guys
undamaged
anymore.
guy? Least damaged
One
guy?
of them has a cracked skull from where Miles shot him, and the other one has this horrible slash down along his chest from where Wynn got him.
Do I know anything about Rotschreck? Would I have been taught anything about that by this point?
I mean, it's so what it looks like to you, right? And you can infer what you will. They are hissing and screaming, not like people. This is clearly the sounds that like monsters make. They're kind of like turning around, not completely aware of their surroundings, and they are fleeing desperately from the fire that they are engulfed in.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot.
Even you, like, kind of feel your beast recoil with fright when Johnny unleashes what he does on the crowd.
Well, I'm aiming to shoot someone least damaged and least on fire.
It is kind of a toss-up between the 2 that Wynn and Miles are fighting. Essentially, who do you want to back up?
Being in the rafters, can I only see in the building or can I see out of the building as well? Like, is this how structurally? How's the building structurally? Can I see out of the building?
There's some pretty big, like, open windows that are, like, old glass, like that old foggy glass that's largely smashed in.
All right, let's shoot the guy that's in Rotschreck that's inside.
Sounds good. His back is to you, so you'll gain the bonus for that, plus 2 dice.
Yeah, I'm always
4
concerned
successes?
about the way that she sets dice aside.
What?
So much.
Yeah, it's a lot of dice.
4 successes? Okay, that's going to be 3 that rolls over to damage.
4 success.
So he's going to go to torpor and he's on fire. So, according to my math, he is fucking dead. Okay, Britta.
Just the slow, methodical sniper fire is like,
It's actually a little unsettling.
yeah.
Opposite to this. with a big, almost uncharacteristic smile, is Johnny. Your action.
So, who do I have for targets left now at this point?
So, okay, you have one person who's been clawed by Wynn, one person who has a horrible head wound, one person that is just burning to ash on the ground, one person who just ducked out the door in full-blown Rorschach, and another person that's on the ground in torpor. It is a shit show.
Okay.
Please don't fire dragon's breath at me.
Oh, no. I'm not. I'm actually debating firing Dragon's Breath at this point. Because I think
You guys came on that strong.
just having extra Dragon's Breath in my chambers is actually worthwhile
It is.
at this point.
It is.
So I think what Johnny's going to do is he's just going to... The guy who has a section of his head missing from Miles' shot, he's basically just going to like, step up on that guy and give him a vicious, like, just like...
Pistol whip?
Basically, like, just... No, because that's going to
You
be...
do not get a feeling that those guns are good being used as blunt objects.
No, because the fact they have that skin up. Yeah.
Well, that and you're so strong, you're going to shatter this ceramic gun.
You also do have a matte black axe, though.
Yeah, but I got to drop that and draw that.
You'd be basically splitting dice pool
No.
to upsling the
I'm just
axe
gonna
in.
I'm gonna empty one of the guns and just finish that guy off with a blast from my good hand.
Sounds good.
So,
Wow, the difference between this fight.
Oh, no, I had the Sentai in the back of the
first
car.
Sentai in the back of the car. You guys
Yeah.
are like, why won't he die? This time just death.
close range, just putting this guy out of his misery.
Yep, -2 diff. You're looking at a diff 4 for your tackle, sir. This is not great. I mean, yeah, for him.
So that's gonna be 5 successes.
Okay, 4 will carry over. You're looking at 12 dice of aggravated damage.
Yep.
So not okay.
I'm very okay with this.
Running, fleeing in terror.
6 levels of aggravated damage.
Okay, he's dead.
And that shotgun's empty, and Jenny doesn't bother reloading, so he just drops it.
Ceramic breaks.
What did I say?
So he's frenzied on 2 coterie mates today.
Johnny's just in the fucking zone, gun to the head,
Bam.
blows his brains out, incinerates him completely, like the blade, like ash on the wind against him, casually drops the gun and lets
I feel
it
like
break.
he at least tosses it up over his shoulder.
Yes, yeah, I mean, just, done with that. And Miles just watches this perfect weapon meet an untimely demise.
You didn't have to two-fist them. You could have had the axe out already.
Yeah, but then I couldn't have shot 4 times.
Did you need to?
I'm thinking about it.
Oh my god. Alright, that was 18. We're going to 16. Win.
First hand.
Soft hand. Strong hand.
2 successes to hit.
1 carries over. You're looking at 8 dice of aggravated damage.
Sure am.
1 carries over. 8 dice of ag.
4.
Okay, he's going to eat some more egg. He's actually still up. His scales actually seem pretty resistant to claws.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me the next one.
No successes.
One of these days we're going to fight somebody who's not resistant to claws, and it's not going to be okay.
Yeah.
It is not going to be okay.
No successes to hit.
Okay. He kind of like staggering and watching his friends get annihilated. He manages to get his guard up in time to avoid death. After Wynn, we will go to Miles.
I'm going to say there's 3 more. I can't see them, and I'm going to draw my sword and just be ready.
Okay. After Miles, we go to Neil.
Okay, I'm going to run over the car, and high beams, straight up, like, no more obfuscate.
Regular
for
headlights
you.
probably isn't going to do
No,
it. The
but
high beams.
High beams do.
You guys who are inside kind of see, like, through one of the windows, like, very bright light coming in, and you see a trio of Sentites guarding the back door, kind of waiting for Miles to run out the back so that they can put him in the dirt. And then they kind of, like, turn and hiss. They are hypersensitive to the sun bright light and kind of, like, try to cover their eyes and, like, kind of panic.
Well, speaking of that, I still have heightened senses vision on. Is
You're
that
inside,
a problem?
You're inside. You're
I'm
actually
inside?
okay.
All right.
I hope. I will actually drop heightened senses before I do that. That's probably a good idea.
I will drop it as I see light.
Yeah, and I will... Getting over there and doing that is probably my whole turn, so that's it.
Okay. On initiative 10, Neil, the guy turns and with an assault rifle unloads his magazine into the SUV, looking for you.
Stay low. I have no idea what cover does.
Yeah,
Next what I'm doing.
I mean, keep going, but
I don't like that sound when it's you rolling.
I think I know exactly
You
what you're
know
doing.
exactly. I think you know exactly what I'm doing.
So, yeah.
Let me...
5 successes to hit you.
Fuck.
you're wearing the armor.
Yeah, you've got body armor.
Yeah.
Nope, the armor's gone.
Yep.
I need a stamina soak.
Cool.
These are armor-piercing rounds.
Here's my stamina soak, you guys.
Gross.
Here are all those dice.
Like,
Mine sounds similar.
1.
After the damage is halved, you'll take 1 level of bashing damage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not used to getting into fights. I
You
don't...
were punched full of a ton of holes. It was actually a pretty decent damage roll. But between 1 soak and then halved and rounded down,
Yeah.
you end up actually pretty okay.
Neil's body jerks like a fucking cartoon.
There's a reason why when they all came in with Adder, like, oh, headshots now.
Yep.
We will go to the beginning of celerity actions. Britta, are you taking any celerity actions right now?
I spent for 2 celerity actions, so I believe I still have 1 left, right?
You haven't taken any of your
Oh,
celerity
You have
actions.
taken no celerity actions yet, either of you.
Alright, neat.
You do see one guy who's burning and fleeing.
The Raw Shrek one that ran away previously? Mm-hmm. That seems like a masquerade breach.
Sure
So
does.
Yeah!
let's go ahead and handle that.
Now, I got a question here.
Miles, while you're kind of doing your
That
thing,
rifle-
you uncomfortably see her just kind of like snap the weapon and like brace against like the window frame and take a shot. Like this is she is not new
Now,
to
these
this.
rifles have rate 1.
Oh, she can only fire once per round.
But you can take a celerity to reload it, and then your second celerity to shoot him.
Can do that.
Alright, if you're cool with that.
Yeah. All right. So right now you're reloading.
Yep.
We will go to Johnny.
So, I just heard an automatic weapon from outside the back door.
Goddamn right.
And at strength 9, I can punch through concrete walls.
That is absolutely
I'm
true.
strength 10, so I figure I could put my whole body through a concrete wall.
Yep, I agree with that.
So I'm gonna draw my axe with my free hand and move through the concrete wall with celerity action 1.
He's far. You might want to jump.
Then we will leap through the
Full
wall.
Kool-Aid man.
Oh my god.
Well, I have 2 celerity actions, so I could move and draw and then move and attack, right?
Yeah.
Or would that just be
No, what you're doing right now is for the type of move you're doing. I need a jump check,
shit?
and you're just writing weapon.
So athletics, strength.
It is a strength plus athletics check at difficulty 4. Remember, you do add your potence.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's 5 successes.
Okay. So you go 3 yards per success if it's vertical, double that horizontal.
Okay.
So you are going 30 yards clean through the cement.
All right.
And emerge on the other side covered in dust.
Shotgun in one
Standing
hand,
snow.
axe in the other.
Oh, yeah.
The exposed followers of Set look extremely alarmed.
Does he get surprised for this?
He does not. He is not Kool-Aid Man and gets surprised, but he does Kool-Aid Man.
That's the one I'd rather have.
Miles, you see this? Britta, outside the window. Your chambered and ready to go. Why don't you take the shot?
Okay.
You're behind him, so get a +2 die bonus.
Okay.
Never seen you look more proud.
It's an important moment.
Carol did shoot somewhere in the back. I'll shoot him in the back of the head.
Yep.
So that is
Like a
only
fucking
1
lady.
success.
Hit.
hit, though.
Give me 9 dice of damage.
I only got 1 success on my aimed headshot from the rafters of a building at a man outside running his full speed on fire.
5.
Okay, he crumbles to ash. Johnny.
All right, I got 1 axe for these guys. Who's gonna get it? I got 3 targets.
Do you have to ask them a question?
I gotta
There's
ask him a
one
question.
who is
Ask him a question.
clearly the guy
With a gun.
that dumped his magazine into your pal Neil, who is still squealing in the fucking cab of the truck.
Okay. His friends. What do they have for weapons?
They're outfitted with the same weapons.
Same weapons. Okay. Am I behind the guy who emptied his clip, or am I in front of him?
You can also be on his flank.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is a lesser.
honestly, I
I'm
just
gonna-
guessed where they were, so
I'm
it's
going
up
to
to
say
Lex.
that when you emerged, everyone turns to look at you.
Okay, perfect. That's fine. Did they though? Because I'm on celerity right here.
Oh, that's true. They're not moving. I'm going to give that to you. You may emerge behind the guy that took his shot.
That's 2 dice. So,
And you can't split, though.
no. I realize. Let's be fair here. All right. Well, that's not any ones with subtracting. That's good.
That's really nice.
And I am swift, so we are looking at 6 successes.
All right, 5 will carry over.
Okay, now I am strength 6 currently, but I've got 4 levels of potence, plus 5. Am I missing anything else?
3 from the axe.
3 from the X. Can I have 2 more dice?
I think you need bigger hands for all those dice.
That's a lot of dice.
No, right? So there's a single one. 8
Strength
levels
plus
of
6.
damage.
Oh!
That guy is paced.
He, puts his hands up futilely and just crumples straight to the dirt.
Johnny bares his fangs and looks expectantly at the next 2 setites.
We will go to round 2.
Oh my god. Hey, looks like Britta gets to act again.
As 8 setites
You ever want to
are
see an axe murderer?
reduced to are reduced to 2. Britta, through the hole that Johnny has conveniently punched into the wall, you can see a pair of followers of Set kind of turn to look at him, and just kind of backing up slowly, raising their weapons. Even from your perspective, you can see that the weapons are clearly shaking in their hands. This fight has gone terribly wrong, and they're aware of it.
Oh, it's about to get worse.
They didn't say anything about Miles being like this.
They were watching the wrong door.
They are facing me, so I do not get the plus 2
From the
correct.
hole in the wall.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, if they weren't walking into a trap, this is a really good plan that they had.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, 8-on-1 for Miles. This is a bad fight.
Thank you for the Mac Black.
2 successes.
Yeah.
1 carries over. Looking at 10 dice of damage.
What is that? He's trouncing on me. And then they need it.
So mad.
I am still mad.
Difficulty?
6.
Gonna be mad for days.
Miles
You're gonna be
is
mad
actually-
black for days?
Miles has actually got a pair of headphones on. We can't see, but he's listening to Duran Duran. And just kind of conducting this whole thing.
Hungry like the wolf.
5 dice?
5 damage?
Yep.
Okay, he'll take 4 of that, and he stumbles back, sliding on the snow. He is alive. Well, undead, but not looking great at all.
Vertical.
Johnny.
So one of them just stumbled from around.
Yeah, you hear it. You hear the report of a gunshot just right in the head, and his neck snaps back, and he takes 3 steps back.
All right, the guy I hit, is he torpid?
Yeah, that guy's done.
Cool.
He's on timeout.
He ain't really dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 1 point of celerity just to have the extra action in my back pocket in case I need to dodge or something stupid. Let's not get cocky here.
Just jump through a fucking wall. Let's not get cocky, guys.
Let's take it easy. Let's not get ridiculous.
18 dice of damage. Guys, don't get cocky.
I'm just saying, man. Before he can get a chance to bring the weapon actually onto bear me, I will leap on top of the guy who's undamaged and put an axe into his
Face.
torso area.
They haven't
Sounds
acted
good.
yet. Does he still have the backstrike bonus?
Yes.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Damn super speed.
Unfortunately for him, I am very swift. And so that's going to be 7 successes to hit him.
6 roll over.
Hey, they're doing all right. One guy got 1 action.
So that means 19 dice of damage this time.
Correct. So that's 6 successes.
Okay, he has nothing on soak, so he will take 6 levels of damage and kind of still be in the fight.
All right.
He does not rush track.
Okay.
He is stunned. That is regular initiative. We are on Wynn.
Okay. I'm slapping a bitch. Alright, 2 successes.
1 rolls over. Give me 8 dice of damage.
6 damage.
Okay, he has no successes on soak.
Take 6 ag to the
Your
face.
claws go clean into his skull, and you just kind of pull matter out.
Slap it off.
Ooh. It loudly slaps against the ground.
I think I got in his head, guys.
All right, time out.
Fucking awful.
Well, that guy died a horrible death.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't even from the ag, it was from the pun.
Yeah. That's how you gotta make sure they're dead.
This is the last thing I want you to hear.
Talking to the brain matter on my fingers.
After Wynn goes, The initiative goes to Miles.
The dude who took the bullet to the brain, can I get within line of sight?
Yes.
I would like to dominate. To be still.
Okay.
That does make this extremely cool that Miles does not move the
Yeah.
entire time and just stands in the middle of the room.
Like the ringleader.
Yeah.
Target's current
Have
willpower.
Ringmaster.
Current willpower is a 5.
Okay.
So you're diff 3 right now?
Yeah, that'll be 5 successes.
Right. He becomes still. You can kind of see, like, the fear in his eyes as he's basically now just standing in front of a firing squad. After Miles goes, Neil.
You just fill this car with automatic gunfire.
This car's not running.
Yeah, headlights are not on anymore.
No.
Okay. I know these guys still have IC. I'm just going to, like, lean over into the other car and turn on the headlights again. Because I know tricks, and I know what I would do to run away, and I don't want that to happen.
Headlights go back on, rendering uses of obfuscate useless. And
Just in case.
Yeah, no, that's a good move. The guy who's hurt and still on his feet, Johnny, he gives you a look, and his eyes become that of cobras. And he attempts to hypnotize you in place.
All right, let's do this. He is at higher difficulty because of Iron Will, I believe.
Yep.
See, Wynn was just getting us into practice earlier.
Yep.
Starts at diff 9, so he's now at diff 12.
All right. What does that mean? He needs 3 successes to count as 1?
Yep, run for willpower. Now he just needs 2 successes.
He's fine.
He has the 10 he needed, and Johnny, you are hypnotized in place.
Ooh. Is there any resistance to that or no?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just like a really high diff to affect vampires.
Sounds good.
Well, that's him.
So they're
think
kind of
John's the only
locking
one
each
with
other down
celerity.
at this point.
Yes.
Because this guy's got pretty eyes.
Next is Britta. He actually makes it to round 3.
What a cool guy.
Do I have
Just a cool ice.
Do I have a clear shot on him, or is Johnny sort of on him?
Johnny's a little in the way. You're going to be at +1 diff to hit this guy.
Right. Spend a willpower. Right.
To be able to hit.
You get confused for a second, you shoot Johnny. Give me an attack roll.
Do I have any pluses if Johnny's not looking at me?
You're not trying to take advantage of anything. You're just going to roll
Interesting.
your regular attack roll.
Okay.
No increased difficulty. You're not aiming for the head.
5 successes.
Okay. You're not going to roll any damage dice over. Just give me damage. Flat weapon rating. Johnny will soak.
Yup.
3 successes.
Johnny, what'd you get?
7 successes.
Okay. You soak the hit and you're out of the hypnotize effect. Your action.
And we'll pull his axe down on top of
Axe
this
a
guy.
follow-up question.
Yeah, the fact that you thought to do that instinctually is very worrying, and I'm starting to have questions.
Unfortunately, I don't know if any of us know
Nope,
that.
we sure don't.
Do I?
No, Miles, you kind of see her, like, aim, and then she, like, turns, shoots Johnny square in the back of his body armor, and then you see him kind of be like, oh, shit, bam, and, like...
Well, he's glad that,
Unload
that
on
Britta's
this guy.
got his back, and it's just knocking him out of hypnotism. That's obviously what this was.
Obviously
right?
what happened, yeah.
I've really got you.
It's more worrying
Yeah.
if that is what happened.
I don't know that about hypnotism.
Yeah, but she, like, specifically...
Yeah.
I see you. I see you, Rebecca.
I've really got his back.
I did.
Ugh.
I
Nah.
heard
I'm sorry we
that.
tromped over that, and yet I'm not sorry we tromped over that.
Bring it
Apparently
again.
more. Do I know that I've done this?
Yes.
Okay. But I am not aware of
You
why.
realize you've done it after you've taken the shot.
By the way, Lex, this is a very cool way of playing up the amnesia flaw.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree.
5 successes to hit him.
Yep. He is hit.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of successes.
Oh boy.
We're looking at 10 successes.
All right, he will soak 2, take 8. You will wrap and lop his head off. He actually dies. He does not go to 12. We're straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Do not pass go.
Yep.
Lastly, Johnny's eyes kind of flash a little bit aggravated over his shoulder towards where Britta fired from.
It is just steel confidence.
Is everyone dead?
No.
No?
There's just one guy staring wide-eyed and completely, like, remaining still.
And a couple of them were in
I
torpor,
think Johnny
right?
recognizes him as being under Miles.
If you start moving towards
Yeah.
her, I'd be like, yeah, oh, right. I put a hand out to stop you.
Okay.
No. We can't just kill them all. There'd be no message in that.
Britta will take the moment to climb down from her perch.
You find yourself collecting your shells, and then you...
16 fangs and
the
an
bullet
envelope
casings,
also
and
sends
then
a
you head down.
message.
Yeah, I don't know where to send it, and he's clearly out of the fight. And I, like, pluck the gun from him.
Johnny will jog over to where Neil is and check on Neil.
Neil's looking through the cars and stuff now that things seem to be mostly in hand. Hey, is everything wrapped up inside?
Think so.
Yeah, just it ruined my sweater.
There's a case, like a cooler, and inside the cooler is what looks like 8 canopic jars.
Oh, hey. I don't know Setite stuff, but I know a bunch about weird sorcery.
Yeah, give me an intelligence occult check.
What are those weird Egyptian thermoses?
No.
I mean, sort of.
What's my difficulty? I'm looking at here, 6.
7 different paradigm.
Cool. Then 3 successes.
With 3 successes, these are actually weird Egyptian thermoses. Each one of them has a hermetically...
I'll never tell Johnny that.
Yeah, each one... He's probably going to figure it out. Yeah. Each one has a hermetically sealed amount of vitae that is intended to be stored indefinitely. This is like basically them being able to re-up after a fight.
It's totally just me being
once the seal is cracked, it will age normally. Up until then, that is perfectly preserved blood.
It's Capri Sun.
Johnny, I'm loath to admit this, but yeah, these are just vitae thermoses. This is I don't know whose blood it is, but this is fresh, eternal vitae until you crack the seal, at least.
Seems like an awful lot of effort to go through jazzing them up and writing stupid symbols on the outside. Could have just gotten a bottle.
No, you couldn't. This is arcanely sealed. You can't just put vitae in a thermos.
Watch me.
There's 2 such coolers.
And
16 total.
6 to 8 in each. So just pop open the other one and just see this. Yeah, that's this is a lot of vitae. Probably so that after they expend themselves, they're fine again. If you're
you think we could take it for ourselves?
There would be minimal risk involved.
All right. Well, let's not worry about that right now. You get that to the rest of them. You want to take this with you? I'm gonna move these SUVs out of here.
Well, I mean, we're right by the. I figure we just push them into the bay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Johnny pushes the the broken down SUV into the bay with his jacked up blood frame.
I mean, you can probably just pick it up, drag it, and then shove it in.
Hammer throw.
And then he'll actually move the other SUV into a park position outside so that these guys can take their vehicle back with them.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm assuming we're giving it.
Are you guys taking the coolers out?
Yeah, I think Neil's...
we're taking.
Okay.
It's been clear that we are taking their shit.
Okay. Yeah.
Along with their shit, if they have, and it would be stupid if they did, but I don't want to take it for granted, if they have any form of ID on them...
They have no ID. They do have cell phones.
Cool, I'm taking those.
Okay.
Those are mine now.
Mark it. Same with the canopic jars.
So how many of them are still in... How many of them are in torpor?
You have 2 that are in torpor, 1 that is dominated, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 who are dead.
Just piles of ash?
Well, the ones that burned. The one that was clawed, that is just a gooey mess.
Guy with his head removed is just a head removed.
Well, he then...
Ashes.
He does not ash.
Oh.
He's not old enough to ash. He rots as though he's been lying there for 4 or 5 years. So he's just kind of like this disgusting lump of gooey, rotted meat.
Johnny will lay out a tarp, put some of the remains on the tarp, and then look over at Miles to make the call.
So yes, we'll leave the torpid individuals because this gentleman here will be going back with this particular message. But he did raise a hand against me.
I was under...
And I just cut through... Yeah.
His arm flops to the ground. For a brief second, it keeps moving. He grabs onto the stump and howls in pain.
Johnny definitely gives a look that's somewhere between being impressed and also being kind of terrified of Miles.
I will sheath the sword, grab the arm, and throw it over in the pile of goo over there.
What do you want me to do?
Leave. And if I see you again, it'll be way worse.
He nods.
Tell your friends.
With one arm, he tries to collect his torpid friends.
Johnny will grab the torpid guys and put them in the SUV for him.
Okay. Unless anyone stops him, he is going to one-armed drive out of here with an SUV full of 5 torpid vampires.
2 torpid
vampires.
And some miscellaneous parts and ashes.
I assume we chuck those in the water.
It looks like the plan has worked. You guys are victorious, but it's unclear how you feel about that. I need some humanity checks.
Yeah, boy.
Fucking gun.
I need 1 humanity check from everyone for a planned murder.
Number of dice?
Conscience stiff 8. You may not spend willpower for this.
Fuck. Alright.
No bueno.
I had a success, but my 1 took it away.
Same.
1 success.
Okay. Johnny, You don't know how you feel about the successive amount of force.
I think this is a feeling that Johnny is pretty used to. Like, he goes through this whole...
But you've never felt this about your team.
Yeah. The fact that my friends, who I usually like to keep out of this kind of stuff, now are like acting like a bully boy too.
Right. They're now playing the game you play. Everyone else feels vindicated. These guys asked for this. Mm-hmm. Payback's a bitch. Yeah. Maybe next time they won't try to hurt you guys while you're minding your own business.
Mm-hmm. And do we lose that one humanity?
You will lose that one humanity. Neil.
Yeah.
You have botched your humanity check.
I sure did.
And you feel exhilarated. And you will lose an additional point of humanity.
That drops me from an 8 to a 6.
Yep.
The group of you almost don't recognize him as he becomes pale and kind of loses that blush that made him stand out before. Miles, I need a second conscience check.
Cool. 1 success.
The arm thing was a little much.
So that's that. What are we going to do now?
I'm hungry, and we need to talk before we go and take on Xantosa.
Okay, here's the question.
Is this like the 31st, essentially? Like, we're going to Xantosa tomorrow night, or is it tonight?
Xantosa's tomorrow night.
Do we want to go hunt, or do we just want to crack open this mystic bullshit? I say that for a rainy day, but...
Rainy day sounds like a good idea, right? I mean, if we have time to go hunt
unless
first.
We're hungry? I don't know.
I'm pretty hungry.
I could eat.
Yeah,
It's probably best to wait and use those.
in an emergency.
Miles, your phone rings.
Excuse me. Miles here.
You hear the voice of the sheriff come through. Hey, I got some bad news, maybe good news. You're pulled off the Xantosa case, all of you. Shaw called in a boon. He's taken over. I can't touch this anymore.
Called in a boon from where?
Remember Britta?
Yeah.
Shaw cashed in the boon. Everyone's staying off. If I catch you nearby, the Xantosa situation is going to be considered a violation of domain. Do not make me bring you in. Good night. And he hangs up.
What's going on? Who was on the phone?
Shaw's trying to subvert something.
What?
Somehow he cashed in a boon and says supposedly we can't go to Xantosa.
A boon from Weathers.
Maybe? He said it was to deal with your thing.
The sheriff's no longer asking us to take out Xantosa.
Right.
And if we go near there...
He said a violation of domain.
Wynn, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Seneschal want you to do something with Xantosa?
He did.
Maybe you should call him.
You know what? Maybe I will.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, we need to talk about things.
Great.
Where does this leave us? Is it... I mean...
Shaw can eat shit.
Path of Night is an actual play Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the classic world of darkness. Britta, the unknown new embrace, was played by Rebecca Steigelfest. Johnny Saxon the Bruja was played by Garrett Gabbey. Miles Davenport the Ventrue was played by Tim Davis. Neil Foster the Malkavian was played by Rob Muirhead. Wynn Cabot the Gangrel was played by Erika Webb. Your storyteller was Lex Lopez. Recording by Rebecca Steigelfest. This episode edited by Rob Muirhead. The music used in this episode was January Grunge Love Fest by Technoax. Visit them online at technoax.com. TEKNOAX.com. Path of Night uses the 20th Anniversary Edition rule set of Vampire the Masquerade with a few limited house rules. Vampire the Masquerade and the Storyteller system are owned by Paradox Interactive. Make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter at @PathOfNightPod, on Facebook at facebook.com/PathOfNightPodcast, or email us at pathofnightpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time, Kindred.
Hey everyone! Do you like listening to two brothers who talk about classic video games?
If so, you have very specific interests.
And we have a very specific solution.
Listen to Classic Gaming Brothers. We're two brothers.
And we talk about video games.
Find us on any of the podcast apps that are available.
Or don't.
And remember, don't play games like my brother.
And don't play games like my brother.
We've been the Classic Gaming Brothers.
That's right.
Alright, first things first. 7 shotguns versus 8 shotguns is perfectly acceptable. And now we know what the tolerances of the barrels are. So I think...
We knew the tolerance before!
There's miles of tie.
Tim, it's not real. It's not real.
I mean, actually, yeah, that was Miles as high as that. That's not that
That was
bad.
the highest we ever got Miles to go.
How dare you?